Hi, David and Sandy, and welcome to our final week of this course. It's amazing that we're already here. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you've been able to find hope and peace and joy amidst this just crazy, chaotic time. I personally have experienced a lot of anxiety and despair, which does not match my natural tendencies nor my personality type. But we're going through a lot. It often feels very apocalyptic between the pandemic that just seems to be getting a whole lot worse lately, along with all of the racial tension and reckonings that we're having in our country and across the world. There are some amazing things happening, and also it's really hard and seems to not let up at times. So my prayer for you as you continue forward this summer is that you're able to stay in the present moment, that you're able to enjoy your loved ones, enjoy the work that you're doing right in front of you, and find peace and hope in the midst of that. That is certainly what I'm searching for this summer. So let me share my screen with you as we look at the very last week. So we are in week 7, chronic diseases and health disparities. The way I like to preface this week is that this is the kind of move, what are we looking forward to in public health? Where is public health moving? What are the areas of focus that public health in our country are most focused on? And so these are the two areas, racial health disparities and chronic diseases. So if you look at the required resources page, you'll see again, so we've toned down, just have 2 topics this week. The first one is on health disparities among racial and ethnic populations. Obviously, this is a topic of great importance and significance right now, and so there's a lot of different things for you to follow up with. A fabulous TED Talk. I got to see Dr. David Williams live at our National American Public Health Association conference in San Diego 2 years ago. He was phenomenal, very compelling. He's done a lot of research on his topic. I have a lecture video and slides, and then 3 different short articles that really highlight the racial disparities with COVID right now, because that is a huge thing. Actually, there's 2 articles, I take that back, in one podcast. This is from the same podcast called The Daily that I've assigned before, and it has been just a wonderful source of news for me through this pandemic. And then our final topic is chronic diseases. Not as much content here, just things that I want you to pore over as we look at local statistics and explore, what are we most worried about now, and what can we do to focus on the 3-4-50 campaign, which you'll learn about as you go through there. So that's our content for the week. As always, we have a discussion board. We have a application assignment. I'm looking forward to engaging in those with you. And then we have our final exam, which I have made available to you. So you're welcome to work through that this week. It's just like the last one. It's 8 short answer questions that relate to all the different topics from weeks 4 through 7. I do just want to point out that you don't have to write this in paper format. You are welcome to just take my Word document, leave the numbered prompts in there, which is actually helpful for me to follow along, and then write your answers underneath those prompts. All I ask is that you write in complete sentences and that you do provide your citations with references at the end. I'm not grading for APA format for this. I'm looking at content and making sure that you have cited your sources. Pretty much everything that you will need to do this exam can be found within the content from weeks 4 through 7. So hopefully this is just reviewing what you've already gone through. And then we have our final Glass Castle reflection too. I strongly encourage you to to watch the Glass Castle movie. Of course, it cuts out some things, just as most movies do that have followed the books, but I highly recommend it. It's a fabulous movie. It stars Woody Harrelson, Naomi Watts, Brie Larson, among others. Very well done, in my opinion, and you can find that on, I believe it's Prime. To watch. I think you can rent that on Prime. I think that's where I found it. So, and just want to mention again that the screenwriter and director of that film, The Glass Castle, he also He's a Point Loma alum. He graduated in the early 2000s with his undergrad, and he actually did my wedding video, which was fun. And then he has gone on to do even bigger films. The most recent one he just came out with is called Just Mercy. It is also an incredible film if you haven't seen that. And it's based on a true story, based on a book as well, about a young Black man who was wrongly sentenced to death row in the South in the, what was that era? I want to say it was in the 50s or 60s, but now I can't remember right. But anyways, several decades ago. So it's a really compelling, heartbreaking story. So I really encourage you to watch that as well. Just Mercy is the name of that film. So finally, I just like to end by saying that I am so grateful to both of you for your continued engagement. I know it's not easy to stay up on a lot of assignments and content on a fully online course, especially as I know both of you have families and work full time. So I appreciate your engagement. I appreciate your friendship with each other. That's just a really sweet and helpful for our class dynamic as well. And I just want to also say that you both are truly outstanding students. I was incredibly surprised and blessed to have two students who are so bright and so willing to engage thoughtfully in the material and bring so much expertise to our discussions and to our learning. So this is what I love about teaching in the graduate program, is that I learn so much from you all, and I just I thank you for that. And my final send-off is just my hope and prayer for you, as I said at the beginning, not only for your personal growth and your personal restoration this summer, but my hope and prayer for you moving forward is that now that you will begin to embody more than you already have, the principles of public health nursing. And even though, Sandy, you don't work in a traditional public health job, and even David, you may not consider yourself a public health nurse, although you certainly are working in a public health arena. I hope and pray that you will live into these arenas that you are in and where you've called to be, with the public health principles of caring for those who are often forgotten, those who are most vulnerable, whether it be with physical risk or with mental health risk or with societal risk. My hope and prayer for you is that you're paying attention to those disparities that often occur because of our biases individually and as a system, especially as it pertains to race and class and gender. And I hope and pray that you are looking at the big picture of healthcare now, and that you're beginning to see issues within our system, within our policies, and that you are empowered to begin to speak up and to make changes. So I look forward to seeing you in the halls as you continue with our program. I don't remember if either of you are in the CNS program, but if either of you are and you're interested in getting hours and working with me, I would love to talk more about that. I usually use one to more grad students that help me with different public health endeavors with my undergrad. So kind of a current one that we have is running a flu clinic out of National City Fire Department in collaboration with the firefighters there. So let me know if you're interested in working with me in the future in public health, and I wish you all the very best. Take care.